But behind that tiny, gentle touch, there's something most cat owners completely misunderstand. When your cat places their paw on you, it's not random, it's not just affection, it's a message. A quiet, deliberate signal your cat has been sending over and over again, hoping you'd understand. And once you see what it really means, you'll never look at that gesture the same way again. Most people think it's simple. Your cat wants attention, maybe food, maybe play. But that's not what's really happening, because cats don't communicate like that unless they have to. Every movement they make is calculated, controlled, intentional, and that soft paw resting on your arm, your chest, your face, is one of the most emotionally loaded things they can do. So let's start with what that touch really means. 1, it's never just a random request. Most animals demand. Dogs bark, nudge, whine. Cats don't. Cats negotiate. When your cat places their paw on you, they're choosing the lowest pressure form of communication possible. It's their version of saying, "Excuse me." No noise, no urgency. Just a quiet signal that they trust you to notice. And that detail matters more than most people realize, because a cat that trusts you will always try the softest method first. If you ignore it, they escalate. A louder meow, a stronger push. But that first paw, that's reserved for someone they believe is paying attention. Which raises a question most owners never ask. How often have you missed it? 2, they are marking you in a way you can't see. Here's where it gets interesting. Your cat's paw pads aren't just for walking. They contain scent glands, invisible chemical signals called pheromones. When your cat presses their paw into your skin, they're leaving behind a message. Not for you, for the world. This human is mine. Safe. Familiar. Part of my territory. In wild cat colonies, shared scent is everything. It defines family. It defines trust. And when your cat uses their paw instead of their face or body, it's more subtle, more controlled, almost like a quiet signature, a soft claim. And if you've ever noticed your cat touching you repeatedly in the same spot, that's not coincidence, that's reinforcement. But here's the part most people miss. If they stop doing it, that message changes. We'll come back to that. 3, they're checking if you're still there. This one feels almost unsettling once you realize it. Have you ever woken up to your cat gently touching your face, or resting a paw on your chest while you sleep? It's not affection in the way you think, it's verification. Cats are hyper-aware of movement, breathing, rhythm. When you fall asleep, your breathing changes, your body becomes still. And to a cat, stillness can mean danger. In the wild, a motionless body could mean injury, or worse. So your cat reaches out, just a small touch, a test. Are you responsive? Are you alive? It's not fear, it's instinct mixed with attachment. Because they don't do this to strangers, they do it to the ones they're bonded to, the ones they rely on. Which means every time your cat checks on you, they're revealing something deeper. They see you as part of their survival world. And if this is making sense so far, if you're starting to see your cat differently, take a second to like and subscribe. Because most people will never understand this level of connection. 4, they are choosing vulnerability on purpose. This might be the most important one. A cat's survival depends on control, speed, readiness. Every instinct they have is built around having all 4 paws available to react instantly. Run, jump, defend. The moment your cat lifts one paw and places it on you, they are breaking that rule. They are reducing their ability to escape, on purpose. Think about that for a second. In their world, that's risk. And yet they do it calmly, gently, without hesitation. That's not comfort. That's trust at a biological level. They're saying, I don't need to be ready right now. Because I'm with you, and most owners completely miss how rare that is. But here's the question that changes everything. What happens when that trust deepens even further? 5, they're asking you not to leave. This is the moment most people misread completely. You shift slightly, maybe you're about to stand up, check your phone or get out of bed, and suddenly your cat places their paw on you. Not pushing, not scratching, just resting it there. That's not random. Cats are masters of micro movements. They can detect the smallest change in your muscles before you even fully move, and when they feel that shift, they respond instantly. That paw is a request. Stay. Don't go yet. Because to them, your presence isn't background noise. It's security. It's warmth. It's emotional stability. And instead of chasing you or demanding attention, they choose the softest possible way to hold you there, which reveals something most owners never think about. Your cat values your presence more than your actions. 6. They're reconnecting with something ancient. This goes deeper than behavior. This goes back to kittenhood. When kittens nurse, they press their paws rhythmically against their mother. It's called kneading, and it's directly linked to safety, warmth, and survival. That motion becomes wired into their brain as comfort, as protection, as love. So when your adult cat places their paw on you, especially in a calm, relaxed way, they're tapping into that same memory, that same feeling. You're not just a human to them in that moment. You're something closer to a safe anchor, a constant, a presence they associate with being protected. And here's where it gets emotional. They don't do this with just anyone. This level of connection is selective, earned, built over time, which means every time they rest their paw on you, they're choosing you again. 7. Sometimes they're watching you more than you think. Have you ever noticed your cat placing a paw on you while staring directly at you? Not blinking, not moving, just watching. That's not random either. That's a layered signal. Cats communicate heavily through eye behavior. Slow blinks, half-closed eyes, dilated pupils. Each one carries meaning. When combined with physical touch, like a paw resting on you, it becomes something more complex. It's awareness, focus, and connection happening at the same time. If their eyes are soft, half-closed, that's trust. A safe stare. If they blink slowly while touching you, that's affection being mirrored. But if their pupils are wide and their gaze is locked, that's heightened attention. Curiosity. Sometimes even protective instinct. They're reading you, studying you, staying connected in a way that doesn't need sound. And here's the part most people never realize. Your cat has been learning you, silently, every single day. Your habits, your emotions, your patterns. That paw isn't just a touch, it's an anchor. A way to stay connected while they observe, which leads to something most owners only understand too late. What happens when that touch disappears? Because if your cat suddenly stops placing their paw on you, stops reaching out, stops making that quiet contact, it's not random. Cats are creatures of consistency. When they remove a behavior this specific, this intentional, it means something has changed. Sometimes it's physical. Discomfort, pain, illness. Cats instinctively withdraw when they don't feel well. It's a survival trait. They hide weakness. Other times, it's emotional. A shift in environment, stress, a broken routine, something that made them feel uncertain. And sometimes, it's relational. A change in how safe they feel with you. Not because they stopped loving you, but because something interrupted that sense of security. And this is why that small gesture, that simple paw, matters so much more than it seems. Because it was never just a habit. It was communication. Trust. Connection. Repeated over and over again in the quietest way possible. So the next time your cat places their paw on you, don't brush it off. Don't miss it. Because in that moment, they're telling you something they can't say out loud. You are safe. You are mine. And I choose to be close to you.